Here we go. Starting off with some Watch Dogs. Are we gonna see gameplay or like?
And I realised that eventually they'd come for me, and there would be no one left to speak for me.
This doesn't really do anything for me personally. Yes, extremely different, Kurt. It looks extremely different. I would completely agree with you. Asha, Wolfie, is the sound to your liking now? I turned it up pretty loud. I need my voice to still be loud, keep in mind. I don't want it to drown me out. It's going to get quiet sometimes.
Well. Welcome to the Resistance. Here's a welcome gift for our new members.
You could have told me it was a bloody costume party.
Try it on.
The new key suspect has been identified as David Ford, a 43-year-old London taxi driver. He has no criminal record, but is currently believed to be a terrorist. People have been asked not to approach him.
I mean, the second one was pretty fun, man. The second one was pretty fun. I know you've been told that before, but it's true. But I really just don't care about Watch Dogs in general.
Ubisoft, and now he's bringing this vision to Watch Dogs Legion.
So yeah, what we just saw was an amazing short film by the director Alberto Mielgo that was inspired by Watch Dogs Legion and looks at the game and the universe and the characters through his incredible artistic vision and visual style.
The city needs a resistance.
Like the film, Watch Dogs Legion tells the story of ordinary heroes setting aside their differences in order to come together as a collective and to fight for a positive change. You can literally recruit and play anyone who you see in the open world. You profile people that are interesting to you, you help them with their problem, you play their origin mission.
Just help me get some closure and I'll do whatever you want.
Sounds like a DedSec problem. Leave it to us.
And that's how you recruit them into your team. And then they become the heroes of the game and the stars of your story.
And what are you doing in my flat? You with Albion?
Okay.
Please, think more underground.
You with
So
Albion?
that's a short film.
But think more underground.
What, DedSec? Yeah, right. No,
Yeah, I just don't really care about that kind of...
And they make the story not only, you know,
That kind of
unique to
stuff.
them, but unique to you as the player.
I just want to see
and personal
gameplay.
to you because they're, you know, heroes that you've chosen and invested in. What would I say to fans? I guess I'd say, you know, take care of yourselves, stay safe. Welcome to the Resistance.
Our London town, a modern metropolis, built on history and prosperity. Only took 12,000 years to build it up, and one night to tear it all down.
Oh my God. Listen up. Get all your units to move in and lock down the city.
With London under attack by a mysterious terrorist, the government turns to a private military company called Albion to keep everyone safe. What could possibly go wrong? Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nigel Cass, CEO of Albion.
Hello, Nigel.
He's kindly stepped up to establish order.
Understand this. I will not allow anyone, not even myself, to jeopardize this.
He will stop at nothing to permanently control the city.
London will be the first city in the world to be made truly safe.
Nigel's not
Yeah.
the only opportunist who's taken a
Very
liking
much
to
some
this
V
fair
for
city.
Vendetta vibes.
Meet Mary Kelly, head of the most powerful crime syndicate in London.
Be sure and spread the word.
She and her goons are using the dark web to sell everything from party pills to people.
What's the read on this? Are people like excited about this game? I feel like I haven't heard about it in forever.
You do not want to ruffle her feathers. With the city out on its arse, it now falls on you to build a resistance and take back London.
All right, everyone. Faces on, guns out.
Any of the brave Londoners you see walking the streets can be recruited into your team.
We got one for pretty cool and one pass. I personally am also a pass.
Or even her.
I know Asha's a pass. Thanks, Jeans.
Everyone could become your next secret weapon. In our first mission, we need to get some dirt on Nigel Cass, and that means breaking into Albion headquarters inside the Tower of London. All the hardy souls you see here are people we have recruited from the streets of London. They all have unique abilities, and you're free to tackle this mission.
It looked like they wanted Helen Mirren, yeah. They just didn't get her. They didn't ask. And she probably wouldn't have done it.
Zip up, get to work, and let's never talk about this again.
Like everyone in
Yeah, I knew it was a pass for
Asha
Asha.
can hack pretty much whatever. But as a construction worker,
I mean,
there's a
it
particular
looks
set of
good,
tools
like,
that make it
visually.
handy. He can even call his own cargo drone.
And I had a lot of fun with Watch Dogs too, honestly. That's pretty cool.
Gate crashing when you're not invited. And who needs a regular old gun when you have a bloody nail gun?
That's awesome. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, what is that thing?
Perhaps we could approach this mission differently. If you'd rather keep your distance, we've got you covered. Amy is a drone expert.
What have we here?
A real tech connoisseur.
It seems like a lot to manage, but I'm sure like when you're in it,
What an
it's
adorable creepy
more manageable.
Here we are.
That's cool as fuck.
Pass the place up.
A drone expert does have the unique ability to
Nothing much, LOL, bro. They're just starting up now. We're seeing Watch Dogs Legion gameplay here.
I'm reading incoming drones.
She can also hack enemy drones, turning the tide in her favor. And if you are not into direct confrontation, there are more ways than one to get the job done.
I mean, what I'm seeing looks pretty cool.
An Albion officer like Brielle here might be challenging, but it'll get you inside restricted Albion areas.
Don't mind me, just doing recon for a bunch of insurgents.
However, do anything suspicious and she'll probably wind up with a bullet in the back of her head.
All the different tactics and approaches are really cool.
We're missing the human element here. I can get the defense minister on the line right now.
Well, if you feel you must.
Criminals running our streets, illegals threatening our families, the police commissioner himself, assassinated by terrorists.
Well, that seems to be enough evidence. Next up, we're crashing Mary Kelly's organ farming operation and...
Is it multiplayer, like, or is this still a single player experience?
Expect high quality stuff.
And we need a hard nut for this.
Impairing our frontal lobe again, are we?
Bags, don't disturb me in my natural habitat.
I know they had multiplayer, like you could play multiplayer in the second one. I didn't, but
That put another hair on my chest.
And doesn't mind getting his
I think I
hands
did for a
dirty.
trophy or something. That was it.
He does have a slight drinking problem, though. And he's passed out. We'll come back to him. You know what? Let's go with someone a bit more professional. It's almost crass to call him a hitman.
I like this guy already.
Some might even call him an artist.
That's pretty badass.
Here's the bastard responsible. Done and dusted.
Are these all the same mission though? Because like they're kind of alluding to it
Not everyone in London is a
being a different
legendary
approach to the
assassin
same
or a
mission, but that
super
mission
spy,
looked all
but
different. Like it was
everyone
all
can
different
be a hero.
parts.
So get out there, find the best recruits.
When it comes to Watch Dogs, looks can be a huge lie. Yeah, I mean, I think they've gotten. I think they've learned their lesson. The second game pretty much was what they advertised. That was the first game. I think they kind of learned their mistake. Just the different ways you can take on missions make this badass. I'm down day one. Wow, MDP is a hard end. That's cool, man. I'm glad you're excited for it.
Unique locales and characters has always been a central pillar of the Watch Dogs series.
So what goes into building those worlds? Here's Amanda Mutt to tell us more.
It just, to me, smells like a game that, like, I might get on sale, like, next summer if the world is still
I'm a level artist
a thing.
on Watch Dogs Legion at Ubisoft Toronto.
It looks like one of those games for me. Like, I am definitely not worried about getting to this on day one, if ever.
Video games because we do get the freedom.
It looks fun, though.
Kind of like
It's just too much to play, and if I have to cut something,
depict and
probably
we
cut
get
this
ample
one.
opportunities to tell the stories that we want to tell in the spaces that we're assigned to. I have the capacity to hide things and, you know, like small little Easter eggs. In AC Unity, there was a boat somewhere in the world that was covered in cats. And then it happened again in Watch Dogs 2, and there may or may not be something in London that
You'd rather
is
play
labeled
Mess
with
Stranding
cats
than
in some
this.
capacity.
I mean, they're pretty different games.
I was fortunate enough to go to E3
I don't see the
last year.
comparison,
Some
but
of the people that
I would also
going
disagree.
down
I would
to
rather
from
play
London,
Watch Dogs
so
than Death
no matter
Stranding,
where
for
I
sure.
dropped into the
If we
city,
are
they'd
going to
go, "Oh my
compare the
gosh, this
two,
feels like Camden, this
I'll
feels
never
like
play
Suffolk,
Death Stranding. That
this
shit
feels
looked
like
boring as
Westminster."
hell.
When people are talking about some detail that I've put into the world and they're excited about it, like that feels so good as somebody who, you know, builds these worlds with care. I love it.
You seem like a nice person. Brawlhalla.
And now some news for Brawlhalla fans. In just a few weeks, you'll be able to battle it out with your favorite legends on iOS and Android devices.
Any Brawlhalla fans in the house? I say day one, but there's a PS5 launch version. Yeah, probably. Although at least give you an upgrade or something. Just comparing games with a total of 0% interest for me. Fair enough. Fair enough. I have 40% interest in Watch Dogs Legion. But it's going to be a pretty stacked fall, so I just don't have the time to commit to everything. I just don't. I have zero interest in Brawlhalla on mobile. If you were wondering.
And now, whether you need a Tom Clancy action fix on the go, or want to dive back into one of the most beloved fantasy franchises in gaming,
Is he really in that room, do you think? Did they green screen that room in, or was that the place where they shot this on the orange panel? I'm confused by what I just saw. It's a lot of hours. I never get that many text messages. I guess you have to have friends to get those types of messages. Just a little self-deprecating humor to start things off. That's one of those games, I feel like I see a million game trailers like that, and I'm always like, that looks cool, and I would play it. And then I just don't.
The target is being held on the ground floor.
Elite squad?
Contact! Moat chain is down. Request air support. Target northeast rooftop.
Roger. Inbound. Danger close.
I need an EMP deployed now.
I don't know anything about this. You're wondering if he even works for Ubisoft? Who, the guy that was on the orange platform? He does. I know him. I don't know him personally, but I know who he is. He is not like an executive.
Take this.
Don't make me regret this.
He's like their community manager, or something like that. Yusef McGee is his name. He's a good dude. As far as I know, anyway.
Speaking of Tom Clancy, it's been 5 years since Rainbow Six Siege first launched, and the community has never been stronger. In celebration of this milestone, Ubisoft Montreal has put together a special video to thank all of the amazing players and developers that have helped Siege become the game it is today.
In December 2015, a small team released Rainbow Six Siege. A game built on a strong vision, creativity, competitiveness, and team play.
Pour le joueur, le 1er décembre, c'est un début, mais pour nous aussi. Il faut tout de suite s'engager et dire aux joueurs, ce jeu est installé, tu peux t'y installer aussi.
They really turned that game around.
That original vision was quickly adopted by our passionate community, propelling it to a whole new level.
I got it! This is such a special moment, and being at 1 year anniversary of Rainbow Six now, game being stronger than ever, more players today than we had in the past, it means the world to us.
But we also had our share of challenges.
Health that touches upon subjects like matchmaking, connectivity, all those aspects are absolutely critical to the experience of the player.
Through it all, we're always driven by you, our community, and together, we grow stronger.
There is no sequel plan, and we're here for the next 10 years, so expect more Rainbow Six in your life.
He's a writer and host for Ubisoft. I think he used to be community manager now, but I guess he just hosts stuff now and writes. It feels like we're watching a GameStop in-store commercial. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had to sit through one of those, but I agree. Although I will also agree with My Dark Passenger that you have to give them credit, because like this game could have really went under. Like, people weren't massive fans in the beginning, and they supported the hell out of it, and then it's like a pretty big fan base now. So that's kind of nuts. They did what Anthem should have done and could have done.
If you haven't tried it yet, dive into our new
What's
Operation
GameStop,
Steal Away
precious?
update available now, and take Ace and Malusi out for a spin.
A few days ago, we introduced y'all to a brand new multiplayer shooter. Now, it's time to venture into the hyperscape.
I had no idea that this game was made by Ubisoft. I had no idea. Has anyone played this? Hyperscape?
Wait, what was that? A hack in the hyperscape. That's not supposed to be there. Let me get you all up to speed, okay? About 30 years ago, everything that we feared about our future started to come true. We made some good decisions. We made some bad decisions. Actually, we made a lot of bad decisions.
Literally. That's us.
So, here we are. 10 billion souls living in the crush of the megacities. But the people at Prisma changed everything. They gave everyone a way out. The Hyperscape. In the Hyperscape, the biggest draw by far is Crown Rush. This
So
is
it's
where anyone can become someone.
Huh.
If you get good at Crown Rush, it can change your life. But strange things have been happening lately. Rumors.
So this is Ready Player One, right? The same concept, more or less.
Disappearing from the real world.
Just assume I'd suck at it, so I haven't bothered even looking into it. Fair enough.
And we have
It's Ready Player One made into a game. Ready Player One meets Fortnite. Yeah.
Some of us are searching for
Okay.
a way up.
So we're all on the same page.
Some of
It
us
looks
a
cool.
way
I'm not like hating on it.
Others, a new way altogether. That's what brings us to the edge of the future. To the Hyperscape.
I'm JC, Creative Director on Hyperscape.
JC's work on Far Cry Primal and multiple Prince of Persia titles has established him as a top
Dude, bring
creative
back
here
Prince
at
of
Ubisoft.
Persia.
For me, what's exciting is
I would
we started
flip out if they
building
announced a
from
new Prince of
scratch,
Persia game.
Seeing it grow, adding ideas is really cool.
I would be very excited for that.
Welcome to the Hyperscape.
The game takes place in 2054. It's in a future where humanity has grown a little darker. One of the companies there, they are launching what's called the Hyperscape, which is a virtual world and the internet of the future. It's the place where everything converges. Within the virtual world, there is a battle royale that takes place in the virtual city of Neo Arcadia. Then we also introduce a lot of new things. You get the opportunity to do parkour on the rooftops, to go into interiors where it's much more narrow, much more stressful. You get to go to the landmarks where there's more opportunities to get cool items, but also more players, so it's a risk-reward kind of deal.
Is it a battle royale?
Use the notion of hacks, special abilities that you can pick up on the fly to adapt your tactics. With hacks, you can do things like teleport yourself. You can wrap yourself into a ball
JC,
and
who's
bounce around
JC?
the battlefield. So a lot of abilities that let you have fun.
Is that the guy that's
stories
speaking?
you can play with. And finally, it's made as a spectacle, so all the viewers will be able to interact with the game on different levels through the Twitch extension. So every few minutes, there's going to be a vote, and viewers will be able
Oh, it's first
to
person.
decide
I did
what
not know
effect
that.
they want to affect the whole battle. So things like changing the gravity, infinite ammo, or stuff like that. So players, while this happens, really have to adapt to all kinds of stuff that is happening. So for me, it's really exciting because right now, as we speak,
This
we're
man
launching
has
open
the
beta,
bluest
and
eyes
so
I've
it's
ever
going to be
seen.
Available for free-to-play for all PC
They're
players
beautiful.
worldwide. And I really want to thank all the players, all the streamers, and all the viewers who participated in tech test and who will participate in the open beta. Here's a short glimpse of what you can expect.
Yeah, I'll never play it, but it looks cool.
Watch and learn how it's done. Perfecto.
Showtime.
That's mine. Let's show them what I'm made of. Go time. Watch closely. Here we go. この調子.
Cool.
The digital world of the Hyperscape gave our artists and developers incredible freedom when it came to designing characters.
Production manager Anna Maria Muska is going to take us behind the scenes of character design.
My name is Anna Maria Muska. I'm the production
I think we're hanging
manager
out
for
on
characters and
Hyperscape a
weapons
little
on
bit long,
Hyperscape.
but I guess I get it.
We have paid an exceptional amount of detail to our characters. We switch different outfits, different fashion statements, different tattoos, different materials until we see them as real individuals, as real people. So the second you pick a character, you see them in game, you understand what their motivations are and what drives them and what challenges them. This was the first lineup of characters. This is our default base, but even starting from the hair down, everything has been meticulously thought of. Would this person actually like this type of outfit? Would this person enjoy the type of tattoos that we're putting on them? Will they actually like to be in this body? Each season, we plan to produce new outfits for these characters. So we're hoping some of our players are gonna see the effort and
She does
maybe
look a
even
little bit like Jill
correlate
Valentine.
some of the accessories to what's gonna happen in the game. We're very excited to see it in people's hands.
I apologize, people of the world. I don't have too much to say about these games so far.
Ubisoft has been
These
working
aren't my
closely with
areas of
console makers
expertise.
to take advantage of all the extraordinary capabilities these new consoles will offer.
Now we have a special guest to tell us a little more.
Hey everyone, Phil Spencer from Xbox.
Wow, hey Phil.
With Watch Dogs Legion, Ubisoft is supporting smart delivery. So you will get the absolute best version of the game on any version of Xbox you're playing on. On Series X, you'll get to take advantage of the amazing work the team has done with DirectX ray tracing to create an absolutely
doing
immersive
a lot of
version
blinking
of
there.
London like
Look at him
you've
go,
never
dude.
seen before. Ubisoft has a unique ability to create immersive
Is he blinking
worlds,
so much?
setting a new bar that
Is he like a
continues
nervous
to
tick?
drive our industry forward. I'm a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. I love the time I've spent exploring the world
Me
in
as well,
Assassin's
Phil.
Creed Odyssey. And I can't wait for you to see the gameplay from Assassin's Creed Valhalla that's coming up now.
Yes.
All right, we know you've been waiting to hear more about this game
Yeah.
since it was announced back in April.
I have.
And now
Youssef.
it's time for a deep dive into the world of Vikings.
My name is Julien Laferrière, and I'm the producer of Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I can't pronounce
So a couple of
that.
weeks ago, we announced
Julian.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and the reaction from the fans was just amazing. The time period of Vikings is really, really inspiring.
Yeah, they're for sure gonna
If you
show
do a
gameplay.
research,
There's no
we
way they
found
would
that,
fuck that
they
up
were not
twice.
Mindless barbarians. Vikings were actually farmers trying to find
Too
new
much ray
lands for them
tracing
to
cause
settle.
it's
And so
infinite
they had
blinking.
really human
Oh,
motivation.
we're all doomed then,
So
going into
for
the
us
next
to
gen.
have this opportunity to tell kind of the real story about Vikings and kind of separate ourselves from the myths and the folklore is really something that drove us to make this game. The team went to Norway and England to take the same roads that the Vikings did to really
That's
experience
kinda awesome.
what it meant to be a Viking at that time. And then leaving Norway, which is barren but majestic,
Dude.
and just coming by boat in England and see those rolling green hills full
Oh
of
my
sheep,
god.
full of
I would
life.
love to see
It's
that.
just this moment that most likely the Vikings felt as well. You need to see this land of opportunity. And this is exactly the feeling we want players to experience in this game.
I want to feel it, Julian.
It is a personal adventure, you know. It is the story of Eivor, a Viking chieftain. Eivor is either a male or a female. You decide when you start the game. They will have to leave Norway to settle in England because you just can't live in Norway anymore. There's too much political pressure, no resources available. Obviously, in England, it's full of Anglo-Saxons and other people, and they don't really want you there. So you will have to fight your way there to kind of build your own settlement and see your clan prosper.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize the game didn't take place in Norway.
Vikings were brutal warriors. Shields! And the fact that they were mastering a lot of weapons coming from the medieval times really inspired us to kind of revamp the fight system, to leverage the brutality and the intensity of Viking combat. Vikings were not only fighting face to face, they were masters of stealth and deception when needed. They used basically any sort of tactics they could use to win the battle. So we want to portray the full range of combat that you can imagine coming from the Vikings. We are very happy
So
to
badass.
finally be able to show you the game we've all been working on.
Let's
So
go,
please
baby.
enjoy this deep dive into Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Grab your scooper gear, y'all. It's time to dive.
In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, we will relive the epic saga of the Viking invasion of England. You play as Eivor, a Viking from Norway, who will lead his or her battle-hardened warriors across the North Sea to the British Isles. Eivor is driven by an ambitious goal, to build a thriving Norse settlement in a hostile land.
For the good of our clan, it is time we go a Viking. Today we raid, that tomorrow we may build.
England is a dark age tangle of broken kingdoms and warring dynasties, a land of opportunity and riches. As you prowl England's rivers by longship, you may raid locations you spot from the shoreline. Ground your ship and blow your horn to lead your raiding crew into battle.
Oh my god. Honestly, somehow I'm like kind of shocked that it looks this like it looks the same sort of as Odyssey, but it looks
Down doors,
so different
cargo too heavy for
at the same time.
Whatever riches and resources you pillage may be used to develop your settlement, giving you access to useful services, better tools, and new settlers.
I love this kind of shit,
At the
dude.
heart of your settlement is the
Building
alliance
up like a
map.
homestead
It
is
will
like my
serve as a
favorite
record of
game
the allies
mechanic.
you have made, and a guide for future opportunities. The Viking Age was a time of warriors and legends. In Valhalla, you will find the largest variety of enemies ever assembled in an Assassin's Creed game. Every archetype offers a unique challenge. Some will coordinate with their allies for special attacks.
Yeah, this
while
looks
others
like
will use
surprisingly
nearby
different.
objects to their advantage, including the bodies of fallen warriors.
Even the HUD down there.
To face these attacks, you must find and exploit your opponent's weaknesses to gain the upper hand. Take the fight to your foes with a host of brutal new combat abilities. Snare
Oh,
them with
that's
a
awesome.
Viking harpoon. Pummel them with throwing axes.
What?
Incapacitate them with the new stun system to keep them at a distance, or finish them off.
Oh, that's cool as fuck.
Dual wield any two weapons you wish to unleash a deadly combination of attacks.
You know I'm gonna use that hammer, son.
Customize
This
your
looks
fighting
great.
style as you see fit, and become a legendary Viking warrior. All combinations of weapons are available to dual wield, including 2 shields.
Stormbreaker. We can dream, dude. You gotta put that in as DLC at least, right?
Not all situations call for violence. In this new land, a Viking must find a way to adapt. As
Like, it's the same engine as Origins and Odyssey, but like they've tweaked it and they've added enough to where it looks and feels, at least just looking at it here, very different still. Different enough, I should say, to make it feel like a new experience.
From capital cities and villages to the dense forests and rolling hills of England.
Also, it's a very different location than
to keeping yourself sharp.
Greece.
You must feed off the land if you hope
in
to
Egypt.
endure. Hunt and forage to replenish your health and fortify
Whoa.
your equipment.
That's a big ass wolf.
Search pagan temples and Roman ruins for new activities and challenges to strengthen yourself and your settlement. The more you explore, the more of England's secrets you will reveal.
And it also looks more like cinematic. I don't know if they pulled the camera in closer or
Push deeper into England,
or what.
the enemy will push back. In a series of climactic moments, Assassin's Creed Valhalla will feature massive assaults in which you will lead Eivor's army into battle against heavily guarded Saxon fortresses.
This is exactly how I would want a Game of Thrones game to be. That would be interesting.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I mean, this is how I would want
you to wondrous
an Assassin's Creed Vikings game to be.
inspired by Norse myths.
Oh shit!
And England's pagan roots. It will challenge and surprise. With unforgettable characters, thrilling triumphs, and tragic losses, giving you the chance to live your own Viking saga.
Nice, dude. I like building up a settlement like AC2. Yeah, same. I love that mechanic. That looked awesome. I'm very excited. I was already excited, but now seeing the gameplay. November 17th. That's news, right?
Is truly unlike anything
I don't think they
franchise has
announced
seen
the date before. Well, I didn't know it
Assassin's Creed
anyway.
Valhalla will release this holiday season on Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Stadia.
Even your shoes can play it.
Up today, but before we go, our CEO, Yves Guillemot, is here to share a few words.
Wow, that's it?
I hope you will have enjoyed what you have seen today and that you will love playing these games. I'm proud of our teams for delivering an ambitious, broad, and creative lineup of games. And we haven't shown you everything yet.
I don't know,
We
MDP.
have a lot more to come. So you will have another Ubisoft Forward to reveal even more about our upcoming games.
Cool.
But before ending this show, we have one more thing to share with you.
What you got, Eves? I don't know if that's necessarily... Oh, Far Cry. Cool. I've really been thinking about going back and playing Far Cry 5. I don't think so, guys. I don't think that November date is necessarily indicative of the PS5 date. I'll tell you why after this. I like the music. Exactly, Wolfie. You pretty much summed up what I was gonna say, yeah. Because it's coming out on PS4 as well, so... I mean, I do think that PS5 will probably be out in November, but... we can't know for sure that that's the PS5 date just based on that. So people are thinking this might be a prequel to Far Cry 3. Cool trailer.
Fuerzas ultrapenetrantes, estamos cansados de los farsantes, de
It's beautiful, amigo. Perfect, but useless. I have something for you, Diego. Give me your hands.
Papa.
Now, the grenade is simple. It has 4 basic parts. The shell, which contains the explosive, the fuse, the handle, and of course, the pin.
Video games are crazy. Look at the detail.
Breathe. The pin simply holds the handle in place. It is only when you let go that this grenade goes boom. Follow me. Now.
This already seems great. It's so intense.
I am El Presidente, which means that someday you will be El Presidente. And our people, they do not know how to be happy.
It's great casting.
They are torn apart by opinions, noise, indecision, strangled by their own freedoms. And even if you have love in your heart, even if you want what's best for them, if you only want to save them from themselves, they will hate you, Diego. Everything you say, do, believe, will be wrong.
I never really followed the story too closely, but from the Far Cry games I've played, that's fucking crazy, dude. Like, that didn't look like a video game at all in that shot. The story is not, like, connected, right? Throughout the whole franchise?
So you tell me, are you evil?
Dude, he looks unbelievable.
Are you a monster? Because our country is like this grenade, except it has 2 basic parts. Our people. And you must clutch them nice and tight, or we all go boom.
This is a great trailer. I know it's just cinematic, but damn. I want to know what he does. Nice. February 18th? An early announcement, I feel like.
And with that,
Less than a year away, so maybe not. Good trailer.
Today, we've seen the next generation of Assassin's Creed, the birth of a resistance in Watch Dogs Legion,
I enjoyed this.
the cyber chaos of
Even the games I didn't particularly care for, still it was like to the point. They got out there what they needed to get out there.
Remember, we'll be back later this
It is the
year
guy from The
with another
Mandalorian.
Ubisoft Forward filled
I'm
with
surprised
tons
that
of
you
game
went
news
with
and
that
updates.
reference over
Thanks for
Breaking
joining
Bad.
us.
But yes, it is. And he's an excellent actor.